everyone, welcome back to Ifechi family. Today we are on our way to meet up with some people for, it's no more lunch now, it's past time for lunch. We're going to meet with some people to have a meal in a Nigerian restaurant. But before we get to the place, I just want us to talk a little bit, and when we get there, if the people are happy, of course, to come into the vlog, then I will record where we are eating and what we will be eating. And yeah, because we normally, generally, to maintain our health and wellness, we sometimes just do omad, which is 1 meal a day. So today we just had a little thing in the morning. We went to somewhere first, and we are now on our way to the restaurant in Old Kent Road called 805. That's where we are heading to. But before and I just thought let us talk as we are driving. Let me show you the road. Yeah, so as we are driving, I just want us to discuss something. See, in a live stream that we talked about this, about gender equality. Something came out of that video. Actually, somebody asked me a question saying that when it comes to looking after the children, that her husband always say that, like people say in those days, that back home as well, it's always said that a woman keeps the home, that the woman keeps the home, and so that her husband always asks the children to go to her, anything that requires anything to do with the children. Oh, go to your mother, go to your mother. And it is not really, that is stressing her out. It's not working out well because they are actually in diaspora. Sometimes some of these things work well back home because you have other people around to help you. Sometimes it does not. And every family and every couple, you just have to do what works for you, that the woman keeps the home. Of course, the woman, because you know the children sometimes to some extent more, depending on whether you are a housewife. But if you are also working and your husband also working, and you both of you juggle things around, and then the man just saying that you are the homemaker, or the home, that you keep the home or something like that, it may not work very well, because both of you go out and come in. And even if you are always there with the children, when their dad is around, it's good for the father to also be present in the life of the children, because he helps the children a lot. So as parents, we have to always pray for our children daily. If we can adopt this praying for our children daily, and also teach them how to pray themselves, no matter their age, always pray for your children. That's something I really want to bring out from this talk about whether the woman keeps the home or the man. To me, the husband and wife should be able to join hands to look after the home or to keep the home, depending on the circumstances. And there's nothing like, oh, this is your role, this is not your role, and then telling, oh, you have to. I still hear people, even recently I heard somebody saying about this, your money is our money and my money is my money. When people talk like that, it just makes me wonder, and that is causing a lot of problem. When you are thinking that my money is my money, your money is our money, that is causing a lot of problem. And then in circumstances like that, the man may now say, yeah, okay, you just do this with the children. The money, you want money, isn't it? Yeah, that's money for the children, school fees or whatever. And then the man will not be involved in what you're doing, because you keep the home, your money is your money, you just do this, and this is the money you need for the upkeep of the home and for the children. They would give that to you, and they don't want to get involved. That is actually not very nice. It's not very nice, because at the end of the day, you are missing out on the children's life, and it's not a very good place to be. In fact, there's a live stream coming on somebody's channel that they've invited me, where we are going to talk about money. Again, when it comes to marriage, money, relationship, or anything that we do as married couple, what works for me may not work for you, but we are all so different, and the way we handle things and the way we look at things are so different. So when we talk about these things, we're just balancing things up, just talking generally about what, you know, may have worked for me or for somebody else that I've spoken to. It does not mean that even if you practice it in your own home that it will work, but it's always good to listen to others, hear other people's ideas and experiences, and then if you think that is something you may want to try out in your own marriage or in your own relationship, of course you can try it out. And if you think, and like some people will say to you, oh, they don't even want to try, or maybe they've tried and they say, oh, that will not work for me, my wife cannot do this, oh, my husband cannot accept to do that. So they've already decided that there's not even any point in trying, or maybe they've tried and it did not work for them, and that's why they say they make that kind of statement. So my take on this is that husband and wife, please, we should work together. Husband and wife should work together in raising up the children, and this idea of you are the one that takes care of the home of this is causing some problems. I want us to consider this very familiar Bible verse in Philippians 4 verse 6, where he said that we should not be anxious about anything, but in everything through prayer and supplication. So we should not worry, because sometimes what bothers people or what causes a problem in marriages or relationships are just something that is not even serious, and people are worrying about it and they are making big mole out of nothing really. They're making big issue out of something that is not really relevant. So let us be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication, and also communicating things properly. When you're stressed and you think that, oh, what your husband said or what your wife said about raising up the children is not right, or when you think that the responsibility is one-sided, communicate it properly, not by shouting or by telling the person off. Communicate it properly, because when children are raised up, both parents are involved in raising up the children, it helps them as well in their own relationship in future, because what they see at home is what they're going to practice out there. If they are brought up in a family where their father is never there, always directing them to their to their mom, if they are boys, they may start doing the same thing when they get married, and vice versa. So it's important to know that whatever example or whatever we are doing, our children actually, they are copying, they are looking, they are watching, and they may want to practice the same thing. So if you don't want them to do certain things in future, there's no point practicing it, because they learn from, or they learn by what we do. They learn by example, not just by what we say. Yes, I'm going to stop this video here, but I'm going to do a fresh one to show you when we get to the restaurant, because the last time I went with my friends, we went to English restaurant to eat some of this food. I had lasagna that day, and they all had different things. Somebody said that all this English food, that so I promised the person that very soon we are going to go to a Nigerian restaurant. I'm going to show you what we are going to have there. So watch out for the next video, where I will show you what we are up to when we get to that restaurant 805. For now, goodbye and God bless.